Welcome back, agents. How you doing? My name is Pone, and I am quite excited about the information that was delivered to us, the community, today. I wanted to share with you guys what I managed to notice during the live stream. What we know is coming with trading, incursions, and the new gear sets that we can wear, which are going to be identified as green items, which is really cool, as well as two new announcements with assignments and supply drops inside of the Dark Zone. So let's just cut straight into it. Incursions. There are going to be two different difficulties, hard and challenging. In the live stream, they recommended you guys to wear full level 31 gear before attempting the hard mode. And that is basically, if you scroll down to the right side of your item, you will see that each item has a power level, and item level 31 is what they're recommending. Now, they don't say if you have to have full high-end, but I'm pretty sure just to make sure it's comfortable, you're going to want full high-end level 31. As for what they recommended before attempting challenging mode, they said you should look for the entire full gear sets, which we'll talk about in a minute, and those increase bonuses and of course a unique talent when you get all of them inside of that gear set collection. Now, things to note about incursions, which are highly exciting. Wiping forces a full restart. You're going to need a wide variety of different abilities and signature abilities so that you guys can survive and continue, because the moment all four of you guys are dead, you have to start the entire incursion over from scratch. Also, they can be replayed. So if you do beat the incursion, you can go right back into it and play it all over again. But it does note that and I believe it's each character that you have on your account, you get a weekly bonus the first time you complete it. So not only do you get great rewards every time you complete an incursion, you get enhanced ones the first time around for that week. Now, there's also incursion matchmaking. If you did not know that after you hit max rank, the way that you gauge a player and his success in gear is now going to be determined by a gear score. Imagine it as the continuation and strength of a character beyond hitting max rank, and that's what it's going to be. Now, with the matchmaking for incursions, the hard one is only going to have a recommended gear score. A gear score that you should try to follow, because if you're underleveled, you're going to struggle a bit. Now, as for challenging, it has a required gear score, meaning you can't go in there underprepared and expect people to carry you. No, you're going to need to have some sort of experience under your belt before even participating in the challenging incursion, which is great. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a little bit of struggle. There's going to be some complications when just being randomly paired with people, leadership struggles, synergy, communication. I'm personally against matchmaking with the high-end PvE, things like raids or incursions, because I feel like it's just going to put a lot of stress on people. People can just leave and abandon, and, you know, I don't see that working out very well, but it's there if you want to use the system nonetheless. Now, moving on over to the set gears. As I previously mentioned, gear sets are now going to be green items that are located and combined to give you bonus stats, and eventually, when you collect the entire set, a really unique and strong talent exclusive to that set. So there are 4 different sets to collect, and each one of them can be earned in different manners. You're going to have to do a wide variety of activities to collect entire sets. Some of them are earned from incursions, some from the Dark Zone, including a set exclusive to benefiting you in the Dark Zone. You can buy blueprints, and also from challenging modes. Incursions were noted as a surefire way to earn gear sets, but of course, not all of them can be earned from incursions. So you're going to have to experience all kinds of different ways to earn these, and as you scale, as you unlock more pieces of these sets, you will get increased bonuses, increased strength, and everything like that, and eventually culminating into one badass talent that's going to give you an extreme advantage in all sorts of different ways. And of course, with 4 different sets, each of them are specialized for different things. Like I said, there's a set that's going to be good for the Dark Zone. There's going to be a set that's going to be good for the tactician players, the people that want to be healers and support roles. There's going to be one for marksmen, and there was one for the infantry-based pusher guy. So those are what to look for in the gear sets, and hopefully you can collect them all. One of the new things announced were supply drops exclusive for the Dark Zone, and it's basically going to be a parachuted in collection of loot for one lucky group of players. These are going to drop once per hour. We don't know if there's going to be a countdown, a timer, if it's always going to be on the hour mark, or exactly how they're going to work. That will be determined, obviously, when it gets here on April 12th. But we do know that the first group to get to the rewards has to secure them and, of course, benefit from that. And because it is parachuted in, it is not considered contaminated loot. You do not need to extract it. So the moment you loot it, you can equip it instantly. It is a permanent thing on your person, and that's a really cool feature, which means some people may balls to the wall run in there with SIGs and just try to loot it. We don't know exactly how it's going to go down, if it's a time thing that you need to secure or what it is, but I highly expect this to be kind of a king of the hill experience inside of the Dark Zone. This is going to attract all of the players, and seeing as how it can only go to one group of people, I expect crazy PvP to go down, and the last man standing is going to secure the loot. So lots of rogue activity, lots of marks. It's going to be crazy to see how this one plays out. It also will airdrop in with NPCs also protecting it. So you're going to be pinched between players and the AI. So I am really stoked for this. This is what's really going to amp up the experience inside of the Dark Zone. It's kind of going to be like an hourly Hunger Games. Now, another thing they recently announced were assignments. Now, assignments were pretty interesting. I'll have an image on your screen. And with this, they are like added kind of, I can't say quests, maybe bounties would be applied. And you have to do different things, like kill X amount of cleaners, and you unlock this assignment. And this assignment will give you Phoenix credits, as well as, if my assumption is correct, they did say Division Tech. And my guess is that's by completing the Dark Zone bounty or assignment for the day, and you knock that out. So there are daily ones and even a weekly one, which will obviously reap better rewards if you complete it, which is the combat one you're seeing on your screen. And that is a pretty awesome thing as well. Next up, and a big one, is weapon and armor trading. So as we know that people have been wanting this for a long time in the community, when an item drops inside of a party, that item can be traded for the next 2 hours to anyone inside of the party multiple times. At that point, you just pass the joint. You can give it to one guy, and then from that guy, he can hand it to someone else. So it can effectively kind of test drive new items. So if a brand new named high-end drops, and there are brand new high-ends and named ones coming, they confirm that. When those drop, if I wanted to say this is really cool and I can let my other friend try it out, he can try it out, and then from there he can give it to somebody else and they can try it out, and then eventually it can still ultimately get back to me inside that 2-hour window. And that is pretty cool. Alright, this is where we say goodbye, guys. I gotta go clear my stash, you know how it is. So, I'm gonna leave you with a few parting gifts. One of which, obviously, I would recommend you guys to stay tuned. Subscribe if you are new here. I have a video coming up in the next few days as a recommended build for Incursions. The best way to prepare for when it comes down. A couple things you can do in the meantime until the April 12th launch of Incursions gets here is, well, obviously, get as close as you can to max gear as possible. So you're going to want full high-end item level 31 to give you the best advantage you can when these things launch by just jumping straight in there and attempting the hard incursion. Step number 2, if you have the spare time, go ahead and create multiple characters, because as you guys remember, completing an incursion on a new character for the first time in the week gives you bonus rewards. It may be a unique way to get a certain set item, if not multiple ones, and that's going to be the fastest way to get full sets as possible, having multiple characters. So get out there, get that done, and let me know how everything turned out to you guys.